So today I wanted to talk with you because I had just finished doing lessons. I went from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. just cranking out lessons, and some things happened today, and we're going to talk about it today because I think that some of you are going through it, and if you have this type of mindset, it's going to really help you separate yourself from others, and you're just going to play better. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. All right. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. So here's what happened. I had several players who were choosing to suck. And I know that might sound weird, but listen to me. This is what I mean. And some of you are doing this right now. So basically, if things aren't going your way, you're pouty about it. You're upset. OK. And here's the difference from players that are at your level and players at the highest level. The players at the highest level, they're changing the story that's in their head. For example, kid was hitting with me. He's hitting, and then when he doesn't hit it right, he's like, oh man. And every swing after that is like upset, like he's pouting about it. And what does that eventually lead to? That leads to getting bad results because his story in his head is saying that I'm not doing good. And when you put that thought into your head, you start to get those results. And so I had to stop him, and I'm like, man, you're choosing to suck right now. And he gave me a look, and I'm like, you're accepting everything that you're getting right now. The fact that you are pouting about it, you think that you're not accepting it, but you're accepting it because you're making that a reality. You need to choose not to get those results, and how you do that is changing the story in your head. So I started talking crap to him. I started telling him things like, I made him say, here, for example, I would say, you know, who's better, me or you? And at first he's like laughing, and I'm like, this is not a game. This is not a game. Who's better, me or you? And he's like, me. And I'm like, you're not even, it didn't even sound convincing. And so I throw a fastball right by him. And I said, oh, you say you're better than me, huh? And you're going to let a fastball go right down the middle? And then he looks at me. He's like, oh man. He wasn't joking. He was being serious. Then he gets serious and he's like, I'm like, who's better? And he goes, I am. And I'm like, say it louder. Say it like you actually mean it. And he goes, I am. And then next thing you know, I throw a fastball and he lights it up. And I'm like, oh, that was lucky. He's like, no, it's not. And then he starts hitting. And every swing, he's in the batter's box competing. He's fighting. He chose to be good. He chose not to suck. And the whole point I'm getting is that when you're playing out there, you can choose not to suck. You can choose to be the best player out there. It's your choice. And some of you are just accepting it. You're accepting to bat at the lower part of the lineup. You're accepting hitting singles and not hitting any doubles. You're accepting it. I know some of you are like, oh, I'm trying to, you know, how to hit for power. But, well, if you change your mindset and change the story in your head, you might start hitting for more power. You know, for example, when I was hitting and I was with the Reds at the time, the Cincinnati Reds told me, hey, you need to hit for more power. So I was like, all right. And the first thing I did was I started telling myself I'm a power hitter. And I told myself every single day, I hit doubles, I hit extra base hits. And then I worked on it every single day. And every time I hit a double, I told myself, that's what I do. I hit doubles. And I know you're saying, like, how'd you do that in the cage? Well, every ball that was hit in the angle that I wanted, I would tell myself, that's me. That's what I do. And every time that I missed a ball or hit one like a low line or a ground ball, I would tell myself, no, that's not me. Now back to the players that I was coaching today, I had them do that same thing. Every time they hit a ball off of me hard, I told them to say one thing to themselves. That's what I do. That's the type of player that I am. That's what I do. And every time they miss the ball, that's not what I do. I crush you. I crush pitchers. I'm better. And we just kept going back at it all day, the whole day. And I did it with all my kids who I seen that they were choosing to suck. And I know that sounds wrong, that sounds weird, but it's the truth. Some of you out here are just choosing to suck. Stop it. Stop it. When are you going to stand up for yourself? When are you going to get in that batter's box and compete? When are you going to fight for your success? When? And I know some of you are like, well, I am working. I'm busting my butt in the cage and stuff like that. But when it comes in the batter's box, what are you doing? Are you thinking about your mechanics, or are you competing? Are you telling yourself you're better than that pitcher? Are you fighting every second? Are you telling yourself you're really good? Every swing that you take and you hit hard, are you saying, I am the best? This is what I do. Every time you strike out, every time you get out, you're saying, that's not what I do. I'm better than this. Are you accepting your fate? Are you accepting what is going on right now? And I want you to really sit there on the other side right now and say, and be honest, are you accepting it? Are you accepting your fate? Are you the player right now going to the plate and saying, oh, I'm going to try to get a hit, and if you ground out, you're accepting it? You need to stop it. Stop accepting what is happening to you. When are you going to choose? Baseball is a choice. Being good at baseball is a choice. You see the players at the highest level, they chose to be there. You can choose to be successful in baseball. And that's what I was trying to get at with my players. When I was challenging them, they were choosing to be successful. They started talking crap to me. I started talking crap back to them. And I'm pushing them. I was pushing them. They would push back. They kept fighting. I had to explain to them that, you see, you can choose to be successful. When they first started, they were doing, okay. And then all of a sudden, when I started talking crap to them and told them, hey, you're choosing to suck, then bam, their stats, I wouldn't say stats, their game just went up next level. They understood, they got it. And that's what I want you to do right now. Start competing. You need to go up to the plate knowing you're better than that pitcher, knowing you're going to crush them. And if you don't, you say to yourself, that's not me. That's not what I do. But if you do, or when you do, I should say, you say, that's the player I am. And that's what I had them do today. When I was pitching against them and we were competing, I told them, I said, for every ball you hit hard, you need to say out loud, that's the player I am. That's what I do. I crush balls. And every time you got out or every time you missed, that's not what I do. I crush pitches. You need to still have that mindset that you are the man, that you are going to dominate. Some of you say, oh man, I missed that pitch. Or some of you are saying, oh, I grounded out, or I struck out. And then you guys are holding on to it. Stop holding on to it. That's how you're accepting the fact that you're sucking. That's how you accept it. You think guys like Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, Francisco Lindor are all out there holding on to their failures? No, they're looking right past that. They're looking at their successes. They're looking forward to their successes. And that's what you need to be. And don't sit here and say, oh, those are superstars, and that's why. They chose to be superstars. They thought they were superstars before they were even superstars, because they chose to be that way. And you could choose to be successful as well, but you have to choose it. And what I'm doing here is I'm trying to help you get to that level, and your parents are trying to help you, and your teammates are trying to help you, and your coaches are trying to help you. But when are you going to help yourself? When are you going to motivate yourself? When are you going to take accountability? When are you going to say, you know what, enough is enough. I'm going to get good at this. I'm not going to accept the fact that I'm sucking. When are you going to step into that batter's box and say, I am the man. I'm the best on this field. Throw me whatever pitch you can. I'm going to crush it. And if you do get out, you laugh about it and say, you're not going to get me next time. That's not me. I got out. That's not me that I got out. You're not going to get me next time. When are you going to do that? Because that is how you separate yourself. That is the winner's mindset. That's what winners do. That's what players at the highest level are doing. They're competing. You know, I was talking to a few of my kids, and I told them, we are modern day gladiators. If we were back in Roman times, this is a little history for you. We are the modern day gladiators. Right now, you as an athlete is a modern day gladiator. And some of you are, you know, playing right now, and there's like 30,000 fans. The fans are going crazy, and you're fighting, and you're worried about how your hand is placed on your sword. You're worried about that. That's not going to get you results when you need to perform. You need to fight. And that's what I'm trying to get across here, is that when you guys are in that batter's box, you know, the way to get the results is 1 + 1 = 2. It's the process first. Getting into that batter's box, having confidence, getting your pitch, knowing you're better than that pitcher, and then being a competitor and having that competitive mindset that you're going to win. And then next thing you know, you get the results, you get the 2. But some of you are just going to the batter's box looking for the 2 without doing 1 + 1. It's just a math equation. You have to do the process before you can get the results. And the way you do that is being a competitor. And some of you are making excuses. Stop it. When are you going to choose to be great? When you choose to be great, you are going to skyrocket. Some of you are going to next level your game. Some of you are going to get recruited to college because you chose to. But if you keep going on this road where you're just coasting and worrying about your mechanics, saying my elbow is not in the slot and all this stuff like that, when it's not that, you know, some of you may have to work on your mechanics. And I say, do it. Keep improving yourself. But some of you just are making excuses. Some of you just need to just go out there and compete and win. And if you're a coach out there, start pushing your kids. Tell them. You might have to start talking crap to them a little bit. Do it. Tell them, hey, you're just going to allow that to happen? I had a kid earlier today. He hit a ground ball. And I said, are you okay with that? And he's like, no. Next pitch. Are you okay with that? He had like a soft grounder. I was like, are you okay with that? And he's like, no. I was like, if you're okay with that, then you could just get out of the cage, and your mom, you guys could go and leave. He's like, no, I'm not okay with that. I was like, oh, okay, all right. I was like, you're just being the easy out then. He's like, oh, okay, all right. I'm gonna just throw you a fastball. You're the easy out. And he's like, what? I was like, when you gonna fight for yourself? Next pitch, throw it. I throw it hard. Bam, hammer it. I was like, oh, that was luck. Let's go. He's like, throw another pitch. No, throw another pitch. Next pitch, bam, drove it again. Next pitch, bam, bam. He just started going on, bam, bam. I was like, see, you chose. You weren't thinking about your mechanics. You were thinking about beating me. That was all you were thinking about doing. You chose to be great. So you coaches out there, start challenging your players, because now they're growing up in a time where it's more professional than it is athletes. And we got to get the athletes back into the players, the competitors, you know. And if you're a young player out there, get your friend, go outside, get a tennis ball right in front of your garage, and you guys play against each other. He throws as hard as he can past you, and you try to hit as far as you can after him, and you guys just compete back and forth. Just go and start talking crap to him. No, you're not going to beat me. You're not going to beat me. And get that competitor back in, because that's how I played. That's how I got to where I got to. And some of you guys are missing that. So you can create that. Start competing, and stop choosing to suck, because you don't suck. You're just choosing it. You can choose to be successful in this game. You could choose to be great, but you have to do it. Not me. I can't do it for you. Your parents can't do it for you. Your coach can't do it for you. You have to choose. So I ask you, when are you going to choose? When? And let me know by commenting below. Let me know, are you choosing to suck? Let me know what's going on with you. I want to know. And do me a favor, share this to other players. If you're a coach out there, share this to your team. They need to hear it. Thank you, guys. I'm former Major League Baseball player Jermaine Curtis, and I'm just sharing with you what happened with me today, and I think it's going to help a lot of players. And when you guys go and get drafted and go to college and play in the MLB one day, I want you guys to tell the next generation, you can choose to suck, or you can choose not to. Okay? Thank you guys so much. And I appreciate you guys watching all my videos. I really do. I'm enjoying this, and it's been a blast so far. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.